So the Democrats are about to catch the cartoon. Elon Musk is creating the American Party for all his fascist friends, the guys. So and he's taking the conspiracy people with him, all the people who caught the car on foreign aid. The Doge Bros. Those people have all caught the car, and maybe he'll take those people away, or they'll just stop. Trump called them stupid. Maybe they'll just stop voting, or they'll vote for Elon, or in Elon's party. Elon can't run for anything. He's a naturalized citizen. He can't run for president unless they change the rules, and they're not going to. Not for Elon. So yeah, we've at least dodged that bullet. So yeah, somebody who can't even run as the chairman of a party has no chance. But as long as it peels voters off the Republican base, that ends the 50% logjam, which is why the Democrats caught the car. Because Chuck Schumer likes playing electoral politics. Nancy does too. Pelosi and Hakeem, they all like, see what they're doing, we'll do differently without actually doing anything. They say they want a pure caucus and all that. There's not enough votes yet for that. There may be after the people who've been called stupid decide not to vote. You might get a good leadership, except that they had 60 votes at some point, and it didn't help them pass anything. There's a lot they could have passed besides healthcare, and they did not pass it. They didn't pass immigration reform like they promised. They didn't fix the tax system, which is what people would expect of them. They made marginal improvements to health care, and not that much. The best health care plan they had was expanding Medicaid, which is what they should have done, just done. I mean, there's parts of it that are just, technical corrections to the system, kind of like the Build Back Better bill. Basically a lot of that stuff is bipartisan. They just didn't say it. So, yeah, the tax changes were, give more money to families. There was a lot of changes, and making some stuff permanent. If to get real revenues, you've got to tax businesses more, and the Democrats don't like to do that either. You've got to basically take all the business taxes and all the capital gains taxes, get them as VATs, asset VATs, and just VAT value-added taxes, normal value-added tax. Maybe business income taxes too, or net business receipts taxes. I mean, there's no deductions except it's only for labor. Just if you buy something, you don't have to pay taxes on it. Anything else, and maybe you can depreciate some stuff. Although if everything you buy, if every purchase you make, you take the taxes off of it, then there may be depreciation rules, or they may just take everything the first year. A certain percentage of your budget. Depreciation will get a lot easier. It's like, okay, what's your depreciation pool? Okay, what's in it? You can expense that as a value added, or you can just expense it all. There are technical ways to do that. It's tried and true. You don't have to worry about it happening. But yeah, the Democrats have actually got to govern. They'll have the votes after the Republicans lose their stupid people. Trump called them that. Those are people who voted who thought that foreign aid should be cut. Well, okay, it's been cut. All kinds of things are going to get cut. Defense is going to get cut because, frankly, especially after Russia's destroyed, and Ukraine is finally, Salve Ukrainians are all taken care of, and Europe's all buttoned in and safe even without us. Yeah, imagine all the if we pull in the door behind us. Imagine all the defense spending we won't have to make. It's a lot. Trillions of dollars, not billions, trillions of dollars over 10 years, $5 trillion, something like that. So Yeah, that's a piece of it. So, but yeah, it's not gonna. So I mean, that's what Clinton did when he caught the car. He cut back on defense, and which ended my ability to ever go back into the Defense Department as an employee. But they've got to come up with something, a real agenda for working people, a real agenda for taxing business. Neoliberalism will be hurt by this. Neoliberalism is already, the ideas was hurt by Trump. So, and the people who voted for Trump were anti-neoliberal. So they've got to somehow get those people back into the Democratic coalition. And if they do that, their donations are going to fall off. So, they're going to decide whether they want to do elections or make things better for the working class. You can't do both. Okay, Democrats, if you keep harvesting the money from your neoliberal supporters, unless you're going to screw them, you can't help the working class by any, I mean, you can raise the minimum wage a bit in the red states and blue states have already done it themselves. You can increase the child tax credit. And that's good for business, but you've also, there's a whole lot of other stuff that you'll have to do. And it goes up the line. If you help the poor, then the working class gets helped, and the middle class kind of gets helped a little. They'll get like a little higher raise, and if people are smart, they'll lower the if they really want, people want to do equality, raises should be based on a fixed dollar, not a fixed percent. Gives a lot less money to the middle class, the people who make over $160,000 a year. That's what the middle class is. People with degrees, or 100. I think it's like 170 now. Something extremely wild like that. The top 4%, or the top 22, 23, maybe 20, maybe 25. It depends on the year. Of tax filers will be a little upset that they have their increase is not by many percent, it's by many dollars, and it'll be more dollars for the you take the same amount of your inflation pool and you say, okay, we're going to divide that equal dollars amounts to everybody, because everybody deserves increases in their housing by X number of dollars, and food by X number of dollars. Making more doesn't make you hungrier. And it doesn't entitle you to have much better housing than everybody else. And the Democrats will have to do that if they really want to make a difference. Equal dollar cost of living. Government contractors, government employees, beneficiaries, and that, if people in the middle class, the management class want more dollars, that's fine, but they've got to give them the same amount of dollars to their employees. So if they want a $20 raise per hour, then you've got to give everybody a $20 raise, which is nice for a lot of people. But if you don't want to if you want 20 for yourself, you got to give 20 to everybody. Because you don't earn cost of living bonuses, and you don't have a right to be proportionally the same proportional mix of wages, because that proportion is wrong. It's just evil. It costs growth, it increases suffering. So equal dollar raises for anybody who works and anybody on benefits, the equivalent. Let's start at $14.50 an hour with a 28-hour week, with a $13.25 an hour $13.25 an hour wage for people in training or people who are stay-at-home parents. Actually, they should get the whole $14.50. It's debatable. And then kids, $1,000 a month. So yeah, I'd say 1325 for stay-at-home parents, and they would get that through their spouses. So if a woman's making 1450 or even $30 an hour, and her husband is at home like I used to be, then the employer should be given a $1325 bonus per child, paid for through taxes on the business, subtraction value added tax, where they then deduct that payment from the tax. So it doesn't actually, they're paying it out of their grosses, and everybody would be paying it. So it's not anti-competitive. And it gives us a middle-class society again. Not just a middle-income society, but actual middle-class society. People will have enough money, and people will have relatively equal benefits. No more McMansions. For like as just a rite of passage. It's like, yeah, no. So yeah, there are people who don't like that. Those are people who are educated and think they deserved, because of their education, a middle class wage, or because they married well. My sister's one of those people. Yeah, so the Democrats have to stand for something like that. If they don't, then their base is stupid too. So yeah, we'll see. Because when the Republicans catch the car, the Democrats have got the car. So they have to do something with it. Okay. Happy Thursday.